everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Felicia and today I am joined by PJ May. Yay! PJ, before we get started, tell us a bit about your channel.
My channel's very similar to, I guess, so I'm like a blend of Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat. That's the way I like to put it, but really I'm just a ripoff. Like, really, that's what it is. But I do a lot of like tutorial-y sort of stuff, vloggy kind of stuff, bit of a mix.
We've just gone and shot PJ's video. You can go check that out on his channel. I'll leave a link down below. But today we've decided that we are going to do a B-roll challenge. But we're going to edit each other's B-roll, which is daunting because I'm a very bad editor.
I think you'll be okay.
Well, we'll soon see. This isn't what we wanted. That's the thing about Melbourne is you wait 5 minutes and, you know, if you don't like the weather will have changed by then, so that's fine. Time to get back to it?
Let's get back to it.
All right.
We have some blue sky now, so we might get a bit of a break.
Yes. B-roll challenge, go! So we've gone off, we've shot our B-roll, and now we are ready to exchange the files. You're gonna edit mine, I'm gonna edit your B-roll, and hopefully it's gonna turn out good.
I think it will. I'm confident.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Yeah. I mean, you come from more of an editing background and I'm more of a cinematography background, so it'll be a different experience for both of us, and I'm not really one to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when doing B-roll, is that the sort of way that you do your B-roll, as you think about the end result, or do you just go and wing it?
I found recently when I've started to shoot more B-roll for myself, I'll think about the edit as I'm shooting. So specific transitions I might want to use, which is a good and a bad thing because it's going to make it look more refined if I use those things, but it's really limiting because if I shoot a shot with a specific transition in mind, say, I have to use that. It's really hard to repurpose that shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like where I craft my story comes in the edit. I don't so much worry too much about story while I'm shooting. It plays a part, but mostly while I'm editing, that's where my story is going to come from.
Yeah. So it's more of a thinking about how everything's going to tie together in the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Instead of the actual story behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm one of those people who just sort of jumps in and finds all the tiny details and shoots the tiny details or the things that I think look interesting due to composition or just the way the light's hitting it, and then I go from there and then make up the story as I go. Mm-hmm. That's probably not the best way to do it, but you know.
I think there's a blend. I mean, if you just sort of take little bits and pieces of those two methods, and I think there's like a sweet spot.
Yeah.
I haven't found that sweet spot yet, but it's there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll get it eventually.
Well, we're going to go and edit those two B-roll sequences. We'll be back with the results, and we'll talk a little bit about how we came up with those final results and how we edited those together in our processes with coming from different backgrounds.
Cool.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So this is my final B-roll piece. Not the best work I've done. It's difficult to edit footage that you didn't film yourself, because when you're filming it, I think the way I do it when I'm filming something, I kind of have a plan already. I sort of think about the way I'm going to edit that footage as I'm filming it. So it was a little challenging, I guess, but I'm actually kind of happy with this, and the style and the way that this was all shot, it worked really well. It was just trying to find a story in it, because that's always the most challenging part when it comes to making one of these sequences, because it's kind of easy just to edit the individual clips and make them look cool individually, but they need to kind of make sense all together. So I tried to tell a bit of a story with this. So like my first shots, I've just got shots of like me walking and exploring and looking at things, and the shots of Felicia walking up the stairs, and then we get to the shots of me in like the middle of this square. I don't actually remember what this place is called, but we're at a place, and then just some random shots of me like taking photos and stuff. So I guess when you're watching it, it kind of looks like I'm walking to a place to start shooting something, which I think that kind of comes across pretty well here. And then we see the shots of like the birds flying, so it's almost like I'm taking shots of the birds flying overhead, which I thought that kind of looked cool. So getting into some of the technical stuff I did, most of it is slowed down by 50%. That's just the way I like it. I like slow motion. I think all of us Peter McKinnon fans like to use that slow motion stuff when we can. I do that probably a little bit too much, but I did that and I think it worked pretty well for most things. It's also good too because slowing it down, you can add a bit of a warp stabilizer to it that sort of smooths things out a little bit. I also did some color grading. It's pretty light stuff, just color correcting things just to make things match a little bit more. Not perfect because some of these shots were shot when it was cloudy and the sun just decided to come out, so I had to try and match things as best I could. I think it worked pretty well. There's nothing too crazy going on here. I didn't go over the top with effects or anything like that. Just did some subtle tweaking, just added some subtle little things just to make the footage come together nicely and tell just a very simple story. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. That's it. So thank you for having me, Felicia. And there's a really obvious like "Bye Felicia" joke reference thing. I'm not gonna do it though because you probably hear that. Anyway, all right. Thank you for having me. See ya.
Thank you so much for that, PJ. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was great. You approach things in such a different way to what I do that I think this project has been really interesting, and it's been awesome collaborating with you, and I hope to do more in the future with you. As you saw, that was the B-roll that PJ shot and I edited together just then, and I went for a little bit of a different vibe to what he did. He went more cinematic storytelling. I prefer to approach my B-roll kind of like a string of memories, if that makes any sense. Kind of like you're walking down the street and you're pinpointing things that look beautiful to you. Most of the time that's the way I treat my B-roll. I treat it like mini snippets of memories. And that's kind of the vibe I went for today in putting kind of like a film look on it. If you guys have been around this channel long enough, you'll know that I love doing film photography and film cinematography. They're my favorite things to do. I think there's just so much that you can do with film and it's so tangible that I wanted to relay that in this B-roll as well. So I cropped everything to 4:3 just to give it that little bit more of an old-timey filmy look, like a 16mm look, and then I applied a film LUT in DaVinci. I didn't use the full film LUT in there because it was a little bit too intense for what I wanted, so I did drag back the contrast a little bit and kind of even everything out. But really that's all I did to it. But the first thing I did before even looking at the footage is I found the music track. Once I found the music track, I kind of got the vibe of the way that I wanted to lay things out, and then I could go over the footage, find all the bits that worked, and then put them all together to the beat. So that's my approach to B-roll, and as you can see, PJ and I are very, very different in the way that we approach it. So this was really cool to see different ways that people do the same thing. I feel that B-roll has become a little bit overdone on YouTube, especially because of people like Peter McKinnon. Don't get me wrong, love him, I think he's great, but people like Peter McKinnon have popularized it, and therefore a lot of people think, great, I need to do this in everything I do. You don't need to do B-roll in absolutely everything you do. You don't need it. If it's relevant to what you're shooting, then sure, go for it, but not in all cases. So pick and choose when you do your B-roll, because sometimes it can just throw everything off in your editing and in your storytelling. But in saying that, shooting B-roll is a really interesting way to train your eye as well. It sort of gets you thinking about story arcs, how you create a story using random images, and really just getting used to finding beauty in things. So thank you very much for being involved, PJ. I really did have a blast. And if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to check out PJ's video. It's linked down below in the description, and subscribe to the guy because he's really cool and he pumps out some good content. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a big fat thumbs up. And if you would like to see more of my face and learn a little bit more about filmmaking in the process, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday, even though this video is coming out on a Monday.